In this video, we're going to talk about Spawn Invades Heaven, the most shocking reveal in comic book history. Okay, maybe that's a little too much right there, but we are going to talk about the most shocking reveal in Spawn history right here. Alrighty then, this is a comic book review of Spawn, issue number 32, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. Now, yeah, we're going to go a little old school here. I did cover all the Spawn issues from 1 to 31, and then from 298 up until now. The current Spawn issue, which I believe has the time of making this video, is Spawn 368. But let's go a little old school and have some fun with this, alright? Because old school is still good too. So Spawn is back in New York City, and he's climbing up this very tall structure. You know, at the moment, this self-assured facade of New York City hides a massive reorganization of the previous director of Terran Affairs was unable to distinguish business from misdirected self-interest. Her taint must be swept away. Now, in the last issue, Spawn's buddy Bobby was kidnapped by the new Redeemer, which was Phil Temper. So now Spawn is on a mission to handle business and find out where his buddy is at. So he goes in this building because it is where heaven itself lies in. So Spawn is like, yo man, this creature's presence here has everything to do with the building's divine landlord. Composed of necroplasm, this new warrior of the dam comes bound to a body sheathing red and black neutral parasite. Over the centuries, these warriors have been named in hushed whispers. Spawn, more appropriately, Hellspawn. We're talking about our boy right now. So they occur but once each 400 years, and by their infrequence are relegated to the fable and legend. Each occurrence, though, signals the inevitability of an ultimate unholy war. Our Earth is a convenient training ground. So today, this lady is Rafael. She's preparing for a conference. And like any successful employee, Rafael knows one appearance is important at these sessions. So upper management business plan must fully understand what goes into her meetings, and her reports are ready, and they show all current activities are clean. A few new policies of hers are owned and are already in effect, and she hopes they will approve. So she gets called in that the dignitaries are there, and Rafael's like, oh, send them in. She's feeling confident, a bit nervous, but she's ready for this meeting inside this building that Spawn hasn't yet broken into yet, but he's gonna get there. So this old lady comes in. Rafael tells her, make yourself comfortable, may I get you anything? And this elderly lady's like, no, but thank you for asking. As you know, we don't have a lot of time. We got other meetings to attend to. I hope you understand. You know, just getting that out the way. And of course she understands. And the elderly lady tells Rafael, you're pretty and it warms my heart to see you very much. But would you do me a favor today? Your mother's name was Mary. Are we going biblical here? Sounds like it. And she tells Rafael, I really like it if you call me that too. And Rafael is flattered by this, and she tells her, I haven't thought of that in such a long time. I haven't thought of her now. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, how may I be useful to you, Mary? So the elderly lady is like, great, you already are, my dear. By having you watch over this planet, I have placed a great burden on your shoulders. Your position will put you under exceptional pressure. I'm disappointed your predecessor didn't work out too well. We cannot afford these kinds of errors, for evil is an observant adversary, one who flourishes in our time of weakness. Our goal is to listen to learn. We guide only those who ask, and even then, they must know it's us, for the human soul is salvation for all of us. Salvation? Spawn's like, I'm gonna show you salvation. And does that include the tortured and the damned? Spawn breaks in. Rafael calls immediately for the guards and security because they have a level 8 attack, and Spawn looks to go to the leader, but he wants to know, where is he? Where is his friend Bobby that they kidnapped? And Rafael's like, how dare you come in here? Your master knows this is a conflict-free neutral zone. Your side has just made a grave mistake by disobeying the peace treaty. Our ceasefire is now void. What's taking security so long? And Spawn's like, they could take their time because I'm gonna go up to this lady. But Rafael's like, you better fire at your command. Okay, before he goes up to the lady, he's cornered with no way to escape. Spawn considers his next tactic. Instinctively, now he grabs the lady. Don't make me hurt her. Just give me what I want and I'll leave. As he delivers his threat, he's aware that the costume is going limp. It must be tired, he thinks. This change has come at a price. So Spawn's mind then flashes back to events a few hours earlier. The Redeemer had just taken Bobby and vanished right before his eyes. Spawn was left powerless, lying in a stinking debris in an alley. Then it happened. The costume arose from the dead. It felt different now, changed, but somehow its own internal needs. Spawn sensed its new mood. It was angry. The only thing lacking was a direction for the anger to vent to. And Cagliostro's like, you're gonna learn this still. You'll need this. And Cagliostro is a mysterious vagrant who in some strange fashion knew what Spawn was going through. Like in later Spawn issues, we know who Cagliostro is, but back in Spawn issue 32, I think this came out in 1995, we didn't know a damn thing now, but we're in 2025 now. Amazing how Spawn had this many years of a run and still going strong. And Spawn's like, I don't get it, this information is blank. And Cagliostro's like, you still have much to accept. Your friend needs your control, your rage, so that you may help him. Look at the card again. And when he looks at the card again, an address appears. And Spawn knew what had to be done. He just didn't think it would get complicated so fast. So now we're back in the present time right now. And Spawn's like, yeah, I've got her now. Now back away, all of you. I want this room freaking cleared. With the costume weak and Spawn not at full strength, it surprises him how quickly they accept his bluff. He had no backup plan if they did it. And he looks at Rafael. It seems like you're the leader. You're the one who's gonna help me solve my problem. And Rafael's like, I swear I'll hurt you and I'll bring all of heaven upon you if you hurt her. Lady, says Spawn, I'm not concerned about me right now. I want my friend Bobby. Where is he? Your friend is nowhere near here. An intelligent Spawn would know that. It's obvious your master has picked another weak candidate to be his messenger. So as that tension builds up, we go to a flashback. Well, not a flashback. We go to the panel of Terry Fitzgerald and Wanda, Al Simmons' ex-wife. But Terry is realizing in previous Spawn issues, Jason Wynn had him set up to take the fall to look like he was the bad guy, while Jason Wynn was doing his bad juju stuff. But Spawn gave Jason Wynn some files in earlier Spawn issues, I don't recall, but it got to the point where Jason Wynn's like, whatever's in those files, I'm gonna make sure Jason Wynn looks squeaky clean and gets his damn promotion. So he tells Wanda, look, they're giving me all these promotions and I have to take one of them while I investigate why they did what they did to me. So Terry and Wanda Blake sit down in awkward silence and an unspoken understanding that they both pray they wait a wise decision on which transfer to accept. So now Jason Wynn is talking to this other brother saying, nah, bro, like don't even worry about those files linking us to Billy Kincaid hanging out with the child killer. That does not get swept away easily. And Jason Wynn's like, relax. I received a file containing classified information which no outsider should have. The file was given by someone called Spawn, and that was in Spawn issue 24. So they're like, what are we gonna do about it? And Jason Wynn's like, I've already got something started because I'm not gonna allow all of our hard work just to go down the tube like that. So back to the situation in the Terran building in New York where all of Heaven's agents are at. And Spawn's like, I'm no one's puppet, period. I'll keep this simple. You got exactly 5 seconds to tell me where my friend is. Otherwise, Grandma here is gonna get my proverbial eye for an eye. Another bluff is all Spawn has left, and Rafael's like, you freaking idiot. Your friend isn't even here. He's not even on Earth. Well, that's your problem, says Spawn. Like I said, he does his countdown. 5, 4, 3. And before he gets to 1, Rafael's like, okay, you win. Luckily, his powers didn't shut down before he does the deed. So Rafael calls the orbital station asking to release the captured, and the orbital station's like, request denied. We already continue experimentation. Data shows perplexing readings, unable to release subject at this time. And Rafael's like, y'all motherfuckers better listen to me. This is not a request. This is a command. And as your superior, I demand that he be sent down here at once with the proper escort. You have 1 minute to comply with my orders. Do you understand? Okay, they understand. Seconds later, a piercing blast of light announces Bobby's return to Earth. With him comes the Redeemer, the one who made off with him in the first place. Spawn had speculated on this turn of events, but he was hoping it wouldn't have come to this. His friend Bobby's like begging for someone to help him, and Spawn's like, release him and I'll go peacefully. And Rafael's like, no, it's far too late to that. You see, you've broken a peace treaty, invading our domains and threatening our leader. You'll not go unpunished about this. Redeemer, finish him. So Spawn braces himself for impact. He'd been tossed around by the Redeemer at their previous meeting in their last issue, which we did cover on this channel, and now doubts for the first time whether he can save his friend. He'll never settle that problem because the situation has suddenly changed. His suit is alive again the moment he separates himself from the elderly lady. So its chains are swinging wildly as they throw hands with one another, and it's acting completely on its own, and Spawn tells Bobby to get out of here. So like some ferocious beast, the costume flails violently. It will not allow nothing to come near. Then, like the chains, the cape launched its own attack. Like limbs and claws and teeth, they go at it. And Spawn tells Bobby to take the grandma with you. And Bobby does. Bobby's like, Grandma, you can't be standing here like that. You'll get killed. But you notice how Grandma's just smiling like, boy, do you know who I am? You must not know who I am. So the costume defends their host by whatever means necessary and amputating Redeemer's hand. So the Redeemer reacts less with anger than shock at the sudden amputation. Uncontrollably, the stump spews elemental fire, demolishing everything in its path, its devastation threatening even those he serves. Yet, Spawn turns his back to the barrage without a second thought, and they have to get Granny out of there. And Spawn tells Granny, I'm sorry Granny, I had to use you early, but I didn't have a choice. And Granny's like, I understand. Great, now I need you to get up out of here, it's not safe. As he touches her arm to guide her, the costume becomes lifeless again. Before Spawn can even react, the Redeemer blasts some face on. This intense force throws Spawn into Bobby, then slams both in the next room. How is Bobby surviving all this? While Spawn, he lays catching his breath, he turns to see that the artillery has arrived and they fire at him. And to his mind, this is Armageddon. So Bobby's like, Al, do something. And Al Simmons is like, okay, hang on, Bobby. I'm gonna protect you because we're gonna go. The building's outer shell evaporate in a heartbeat. Trillions of molecules disintegrate. They're transferred at speed of light. They reassemble in the waste and decay of New York City's Bowery, reducing Spawn's power meter. And Bobby's like, whew, we're here. Cag, need your help. Al's not moving. I think he's hurt. Oh, he's just unconscious as Cogs. Don't worry. Our friend fared surprisingly well considering he just survived a battle with God. What do you mean? What are you saying? God was up there? Oh, a chameleon of sorts. The Lord can appear in many forms, hinting that God was that elderly lady, which makes sense why Spawn's suit powered down when he was near her. So now all these Heaven's agents are blaming each other, like, how could this happen? Your security system failed. Our forces has never been breached before. And the elderly lady, God, is like, girls, please, may I have a moment? This event has been no one's fault. As you all are aware, the security system is designed to deter those who do not believe and those who are truly evil. Today, the system worked perfectly, for our visitor was neither. My children, you are too quick to act. The intruder is more than you think. Much like yourselves, he struggles to find answers on his quest. He is faced with confusion. Yet, make no mistake, and from the conduct I witnessed today, I say that you are proving to me that neither side is ready for the great battle. You see, though Al Simmons doesn't know it yet, I allowed him to do what he did because he was fighting not for himself, but for a friend. Yet, make no mistake, the sparks have been struck, and one day, with time and guidance, his time will come. And that is the end of Spawn issue number 32. Spawn invades heaven. That was the most shocking reveal in Spawn history, where Spawn came face to face with God and lived to tell about it. What you guys think of this comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other limited print Rated Comics exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching this old school Spawn content. To the next upload.